as far as using it, we were talking about grazing and on both ends of the season, in spring and fall, and we talked about milling, Randy, and how that would fit into that spring and fall grazing issue. So, and what kind of management would it take to get all that accomplished? What the fertilization rates would have to be? What machinery, you know, some of us don't have a combine and some do, and Randy says you just windroll it and get somebody to combine it for you, which would have to have a pickup head, right?
Right.
So those kinds of issues. And we talked about what kind of soil it would best grow on. Out here we have it on light ground, and I'm curious to see what it would do on heavy clay ground where there's more moisture typically over the year.
As far as a marketing plan, I talked about and wondered if it had gluten. I mean, there's so many people interested in food without gluten nowadays to see what kind of gluten content it has. So, and finding out what kind of minerals we had in it, and the straw even, what kind of minerals it had in the straw, because so many dairy farmers are wanting feed that has low phosphorus in it, and what kind of maybe the calcium magnesium ratio is in this stuff. Maybe it's something really unique, but who knows?
Okay, great. Any other thoughts from folks on the table here? Okay, great. All right, group over here, what kind of themes did you guys discuss?
A lot. Well, we talked about all-purpose flour and how the perennial wheat was seemed to be pretty good for that. Talked a little bit about management. We haven't tried burning to reduce weeds or including that in in the system at all, and that might be more, managing the system more like a prairie system. That might be kind of interesting. We discuss what is the cost of this perennial seed, because I mean, number one, we look at it, we start thinking about economics and how is this all going to pan out in the end. We talked about more farmers and gardeners using this stuff before the research is done, to get it out there and get people more excited about it and get to know about it. Is saving seed stable? Can we save the seed that we harvest and replant that, or is it going to be like we discussed how that happens with triticale, which is a cross between rye and wheat? You save the seed and replant that, and it starts differentiating back into wheat and rye as the years go by. So is that an issue, or how stable are these genetics? How many years of foraging can we get off of one planting on a given soil type under what given conditions? We talked about threshing issues with the intermediate wheatgrass and how compared to annual, that's definitely a process issue. What is the potential to use this stuff on green waterway land, like you see a lot in Illinois, or where they have their waterways and everything, to mitigate the potential for nitrates to get into the waterways and cause hypoxia. And we talked about, what kind of rotations before and after should we think about to mitigate the disease and pest cycle. So we kind of touched on a whole lot of things. So is there anything else I forgot, guys?
Yeah, very good, John.
It's a very impressive list from both tables. You guys really covered a lot of ground here.